Welcome to the Maney and the Red Morning Show. Today is the 16th of June, 2025. It is a Monday.
Which means?
We need a Monday morning song.
Of course.
Especially after taking a couple days off last week so that Loren can venture out to California. And I'm blaming her for something.
Why?
Because of her California trip. Oh, I'll tell you.
Oh, good.
I'll
Can't
tell
wait.
you why, yeah. You get in and you're immediately blamed for something.
Love that.
Of course, we'll talk about your trip. Lots going on. I had a buddy come visit. A couple stories to share from that. Lot to talk about this morning, but we can't do anything until we get our Monday morning song to get our foggy brains cleared up with a little sing-along. Let's do it, you guys. How about some California love for our girl, freshly back from Napa? Did you bring us wine?
I did not.
You had one job, Loren.
I drank it.
Oh, good. Welcome to your Monday. Dude, before I get into why I'm upset at you, I do have to give you credit for something, Loren.
Okay. Let's start there.
Didn't you make it back on Saturday?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. So that gave you a full day to recover because normally when you vacation up to the
very
last flight
minute.
out.
Yes.
You made it, got home, Father's Day celebrations, I imagine. Okay. And now the reason why I'm annoyed at you. Mm-hmm. Because you decided to take 2 days off right as soon as CMS was out.
Sure.
CMS was out on Tuesday. You were on a plane on Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay. That left me to fill time because I didn't have to work. If you're taking off, I'm taking off. So I had a buddy in from New Jersey. He came in. Actually, he's my buddy from high school from Jersey, okay? But he lives in Florida now.
Yes.
And so he was driving back up to Jersey and stopped off for 2 days. And as he stopped off, we partaked in some activities because we grew up playing things like wiffle ball together. So we played wiffle ball with my son, played a little tennis with my son, pickleball, okay? And
I know where this is going now.
And then he left on Friday. Oh, we went to Top Golf on Thursday and played Top Golf. And then on Friday, I had time to kill. So I went over to my parents' house, and I threw a lot of stuff in a container. And then Amanda wanted new bushes, so I had to rip old bushes out. And now my elbow is absolutely inflamed and killing me because I couldn't have downtime. Like, if we had worked, I would have been on my regular schedule, but I had to fill things while you were partying it up in Napa with your husband, Dallas. And now, because of that, my arm is worse than it was when you left.
You could have just gone on vacation like I did.
Oh. I can't. My wife has a job. I can't just go on vacation. Now, I don't know what happened, but I know that, you know how you have WebMD and Google doctors? We have ML Fam doctors. So if we ever mention any of our symptoms, we always get all these text messages from people who have either had the same issues or they're going to go on to say, oh my God, you're going to have to sever your arm and it's over.
What are your symptoms? Because I thought you had tennis elbow.
I think it still is. I think it is still it's just worse. It's just tendonitis in my elbow to the point where I can't lift anything without pain. And now I'm predominantly left hand. Now I have to I went to open up a Coke yesterday for my daughter.
You got to do it left-handed.
I have to do it left-handed. I can't. The pain when it's right-handed is impossible.
Boy, this show is falling apart. My neck, your elbow.
Is your neck not fixed yet?
It does feel better, but I'm like, it's not 100% better, and I'm holding my breath that I don't make it worse again.
Maybe your neck doesn't feel better. Maybe you're just used to the pain at this point.
Maybe.
Yeah. So then there's this guy, Dean, who I see driving every morning on my way to work. He's walking his dog like clockwork. We wave to each other, sometimes stop and chat. Did a little stop and chat this morning. I told him about my problem. He goes, oh, man, I had the same thing. I did it while power washing my house. I go, oh, how long was the pain? He was like, a year. I go, I can't last a year doing things lefty. But, I went to lift my work bag up today. Can't do it. Seriously, this hurts.
To lift your
lift
coffee?
My coffee.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at you.
It hurts. No, it's okay.
It's a little dramatic.
Laugh away. I'm telling you, I got bad. I thought that I had torn, ligaments or something. But I don't think I did. I think it's just worse tendonitis.
Have you taken it an ibuprofen,
Tylenol?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loaded up on that. But I'm going to have to go to Ortho Carolina and have it looked at because I can't last like this. I'm too right dominant.
They're going to put you in a sling.
You think?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they'll give me just good medicine to help alleviate some of the swelling and some of the pain. That's what I'm looking for. But in the meantime, I'll just sit over here doing everything lefty while Loren's in Napa partying. Welcome to
I'll put you in my suitcase
a
next
Monday
time.
show with Maney and Loren. Let's do it. Busy weekend around the country. No Kings protests all over the Charlotte area and all around the country. And then, of course, Donald Trump's birthday / the 250th anniversary of the military. That parade happened in D.C. And typical to my life, my wife is at the No Kings protests with my sister-in-law and sending me pictures of that. And then my cousin, who I'm really close with, is in D.C. at the military parade. I'm getting pictures of that. So I'm getting pictures of both things. And my cousin's talking crap about my wife, and my wife's talking crap about my cousin.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life. But the No Kings protests were happening everywhere. And they were in L.A., I think. This helicopter pilot is in L.A. flying around looking at the different protests. And as he's flying from area to area, he's just chatting. His name is Stu Mendel. And he went on a rant about his failed marriage while covering the No Kings protests in L.A.
Live?
Talking about his separation as he's on YouTube Live.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are saying that, like, he didn't know he was on YouTube Live. But to me, having heard the audio, it sounds like he's responding either to someone in his ear.
Like comments.
Someone in his earpiece or comments on the YouTube Live. But here's a little bit of what he was saying.
I love the whiskey, love the bourbon, love the gin. You love the gin. Oh, man, there it goes again. All right, kids. We're making our way to Torrance.
So he's either talking to the newsroom, all right, kids, or he's talking to YouTube Live.
Right.
I think he knows he's on YouTube Live and he's not talking at a school.
We're making our way to Torrance. I'd give you an ETA, but I don't really know the address for the Torrance City Hall. Let me see if I can pull that up. You know what? I don't care. I don't care about my... I am married. I am legally married. I am legally married. That's about the only way you can really say it. I am legally married. But I am not looking at now at all. I just had a bunch of debacles with my personal life. Yes, it's true. I know. It's hard to believe. Somebody that doesn't even know what he's talking about in a relationship. And, you know. But, yeah, I got nothing right now. Got nothing. Not really looking.
Yeah, but listen to what he does have.
He is responding to someone.
Yeah. Listen to what he does have.
I want to be beholden to no one at this moment.
Wait for it.
You know, do I get lonely? Of course. But I got cats.
He's got cats. So
That's
who's
fine.
not happy about that?
Right.
About living with cats.
I like the gin. I like the bourbon. Are you drinking, sir?
I don't think he was drinking while he was obviously flying, but I do think he was killing time. When you're going from place to place to cover the protests, you got time to kill, especially if you're on YouTube Live. Like sometimes we go on Insta Live here, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is.
I try not to do that while I'm driving a vehicle, but sure.
Well, clearly he's a good helicopter pilot. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. How he was just, riffing with people. And then he goes on to say, I don't want anybody, but I do have cats. And I do think there is something unique about a guy who's single and has a cat. Like the cat woman is what we always hear about, right? The cat woman. She's a cat lady. But if you're a single guy and you have a cat, that's kind of unique and interesting to me. No judgment. My buddy Cubby, before he got married, he had cats because he wanted a pet, but he also liked to travel. And he's like, I could leave for the weekend and the cats are fine. And I want to have the companionship of a pet.
At home.
Dogs are like way high maintenance. They're like, they need to be fed and everything, constantly. Walked and everything.
It's like children training.
Loren back from her trip to Napa. Did you see how she left here in style? You got to go check out our video. It's on our Insta at the ML Morning Show. She ran out of here. Did a video. It's like a 1-minute video of her entire journey, which is really funny, including a stop at the lounge at the airport.
And a man's booty in my face the whole time.
Yeah, whose booty was in your face?
My seatmate, I suppose. The guy sitting in the mirror across from me. So I was on the outside. I always get an aisle seat. and he was sitting in the other aisle seat right across from me.
So what was he standing up for?
He stood up the whole flight. I mean,
Why?
I get it. It's a 5-hour flight, but like...
What was he doing, like stretching?
Yes. And he would put his hands up on the, like where you put your luggage, and then he would like stretch his back out and stick his butt right in my face.
Oh my God.
I was like, sir, that, first of all, wide load coming through.
You got
Second
a
of all,
butt that won't quit.
if I hear anything coming out of that, I'm gonna be pointing that thing at people, okay?
I know. My buddy Mike, who came in from out of town, I got a couple stories about him that I'll share, but he's big. He's like, I'll probably wake up, I'll stretch a little, and then I'll start my day. And I'm like, is that what you do at 50 now? Is like you wake up and you do stretches?
You got to stretch
Like,
first.
I never heard of that. That's crazy, stretching.
And that's why your elbow hurts.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a picture of a brace. They said to get this brace, that it works. Sleeve stars, elbow support. All right. Yeah, I'll get that. Thank you. Somebody's like, shut up and stop complaining, Maney. A woman told everyone that she wants to name her unborn child a name that has driven the internet crazy. Did you see this?
Nope.
We found this in the New York Post. She wants to name her unborn girl Chernobyl Hope.
Chernobyl, as in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chernobyl as in.
The meltdown.
That's right.
Yeah.
The 1986 Russian nuclear power plant meltdown. And others guessed that some people are saying that, like, how could you name your child after such a terrible disaster that
was the
killed
middle
and
name?
sickened thousands? Hope. Chernobyl Hope.
Oh.
One survivor even shared how they felt like that was a disrespectful name they posted. I'm a survivor of Chernobyl, and I think it's disrespectful for you to name your child Chernobyl Hope. While U.S. naming laws are loose, critics urge friends and family to speak up before the birth certificate becomes final.
Yeah, you know, it is illegal to name your child certain things in other countries. And it just seems to be like the Wild West here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a rank on freedom, no? I mean, it's your decision.
Well, here, there's really no...
Yeah, I get that.
It's a little willy-nilly here.
Now, you traveled. Is it like in Italy?
Oh, yeah.
Are there rules on what?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the names are that are like...
Is it like Mussolini?
I don't... It's like ISIS might be one in another country, you know?
Yeah, right. ISIS. Like, here's my son, Al. His middle name's Kaida.
Right.
I mean... but yeah, I mean, I get like in Germany, maybe like Adolf or Hitler is probably a name that you don't want to use. That might be illegal. That I understand.
Yeah.
But like if I wanted to name, my child, 1620, a number, can't imagine that being illegal, right?
It's not here.
No, I know. I'm saying if I lived in one of the countries that it was illegal.
I wish I knew the actual laws, but I do know in other countries certain things are illegal.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the update. I'll remember just to stay here in the U.S. if I want to name my child Chernobyl Hope.
There you go.
I mean, there's better names. Come on. Get an update from Loren about some floating city that she's familiar with from her trip out to California called Esmeralda. Okay.
It was an experience.
California is always filled with weird experiences.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, I lived in one of the most sane cities, Sacramento. I felt like that was the most sane city. Everything around Sacramento was like just like Disney. It was like you never knew what you were getting into when you went away. But we'll do that after 7. So I don't know about you, but anytime I go into the bathroom and I see toilet paper that is under instead of over, I switch it. Even if it's...
I do too. My OCD will not let me walk away from that.
Yeah, even if I'm visiting somebody. Like, if it's... Obviously, it doesn't happen in my house because we're over people. But, like, at work, everybody seems to be over. But I guess scientists, Loren, you know this. You were reading the article.
Yeah.
Scientists have figured out a specific way to tell us whether or not over or under is correct.
Yeah, and I disagree.
Oh, God.
I wholeheartedly disagree. So obviously this has been a debate that everybody has gotten into over years and years. But this Dr. Primrose says that under is actually the more effective and safer way.
Safer? Why? Who's getting hurt rolling toilet paper out?
They say that in order to pull the paper off when it's over, you actually need a second hand. Like you have to hold it and pull, which I disagree with. I know. I'm like,
I got a hurt elbow and I have no problem pulling that.
Yeah. I actually think it's easier.
Yes, I disagree. I think it's harder to rip from under.
I do too.
Right? So but this scientist is saying
a roll of something. They're saying that
here's
under
a paper towel roll, but paper towels are different than toilet paper's thinner.
Well, yes, but here, wait, let me see that. Okay.
What's your scientific experiment going to be?
So what they're saying is that if the paper towel is, I as long as you're ripping towards the middle, I don't see what the problem is.
Right.
But what they're saying
is that if you put the toilet paper so that the roll is under,
it's the same thing.
It really is. I don't see an issue.
It was actually a little easier to rip that one that way. When I had it under, it was a little easier.
Remember, science doesn't look at that anything but scientifically which one is easier.
Okay.
Forget which one looks better. Forget which one is what our brain thinks is better.
But let's just, for a second, okay, if it's under and the toilet paper is like stuck to the roll and, you have to find the edge of it, that's harder to me.
Yeah. I honestly feel like just visually it looks better over than under. I don't know. And Loren's showing the camera our paper
now
towel
I'm trying
roll
to decide.
over or under.
Maybe I just got
also
mind tricked.
Hey, Miss Thing, when you go on your vacations, they make the triangle on the toilet paper in the hotels.
Yeah.
You can't do that if it's under.
Right.
It just hangs.
Agreed.
So if you want to be fancy, you got to go over. So, but science says, according to the scientist, it's easier and better for you to rip if the toilet paper goes under.
Although this survey, they did a survey too, and 70% of people prefer the over position.
Of course, we're normal. Don't let me find out you go to the other side, Loren, after the scientific study.
I don't know.
All right, Loren, you are back from Napa for a couple days.
Yes. And while we were in Napa, we went to lunch one day, and the restaurant that we were at, they were like, we're really sorry. We only have like one table. Otherwise, you guys are going to have to wait. It's out by the road. But the guy goes, but it's good people watching. And I go, okay, you have my attention. I love people watching. So Dallas and I go and sit down. And I mean, it's not a busy road, but it is next to the street. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting there and we start to notice a lot of people wearing backpacks are hanging out. Okay. And our server comes over and she's like, oh, you guys are in for a lunch. I'm like, why does everybody keep saying that?
Wow.
So she points to this like sandwich sign, little sign that's on the side of the road.
Okay.
And it says Edge Esmeralda on it. And it's a picture of like a floating city.
Yeah.
And
I'm on the website right now.
Yeah. And I go to her, I was like, well, what is Esmeralda? And she says it's like it's a pop-up village and it runs for 1 month, but they're self-sustaining. And all of these people, she said, it's a certain type of person comes here and they live in Esmeralda for a month.
It sounds very Asheville-y. Like our friends in Asheville are listening to this right now, and they're like, wait, it ends on the 24th? I don't have that much time to get out there.
So she also tells us that there's like this AI aspect to it. So all these people bring their like superpower laptops. Yeah. And they are working on this quote unquote virtual city while they're living there.
So it says it runs until the 24th of June for people who believe the future can be better and are actively working to make it happen. This gathering is the first step toward a permanent new village, Esmeralda. And the lessons we collectively learn will be carried forward to build a new long-term vision.
Yes. So they need a doctor. They needed this. They needed that. There was a lot of monks walking in.
Really? Are there kids?
I saw no children.
Okay.
I saw no children, but every single last person who walked in to check in had a backpack. So under the direction of our server, she said, you want to play a fun game, play member or no member.
Well, what are the no members going?
They're just walking by.
Oh,
right?
I got you.
So we would see somebody come down the sidewalk, and if they had like a satchel or backpack or something, we'd be like, oh, definitely a member, you know?
Yeah. A weekday pass to get into Esmeralda is $205. Access to all public programming and communal spaces for a single weekday.
So they do
a full weekend pass is $460. A weekend day pass is $260.
Go see if you can find their schedule, because we saw the schedule, because I was all in, and I also wanted to go check in myself, which Dallas would not let me.
Yeah, you might not come back.
That's what he said. He's like, you are a victim. If they have sparkling wine and a phone charger, I'll never see you again. So, like their schedule that we found the one day was like AI, check in, and then like deep work, and then yoga, and I was like, well, I mean, it doesn't sound so bad. I like yoga,
Yeah, I don't know. Week 4 is Emergent Futures, what to expect. Edge Esmeralda has become a prototype for the future, experimenting with ideas and systems of the frontier of science, technology, and culture. Oh my God. So how many people do you think went in?
Oh, I counted 45.
Yeah, you said. And
just
then
in the 1 hour I was sitting there.
More men or women?
Definitely more men.
And age range?
I would say outside of the monks that I saw go in, they were probably like mid-20s to mid-30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a monk went in, dressed in full monk garb?
4 monks went in all orange garb.
Well, all right.
I was like, Dallas,
Esmeralda.
aren't you even like the slightest bit curious? I want to go in so bad.
It's because we're curious people by nature. Right. Everybody else is like, ooh, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. No way. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Loren.
It was very interesting. Very interesting dinner and show.
If we're not here tomorrow, you know where to find us until June 24th. It's Maney and Loren. While Loren was living it up in Napa, having a fun time. And how was it, by the way? We talked about Esmeralda, the floating city that you were sitting next to, people checking in there.
Yeah, no.
By the way, somebody texted and said, was the city right by the restaurant?
No, I think they were busing people.
Okay, yeah, they were busing people. Like, the city's like way out somewhere, but that was just the check-in point.
Yes.
Okay. But the rest of Napa was fun. How many vineyards did you hit?
Oh, we only hit 2. And we did it in one day. And I kept telling my husband, I'm like, I don't want to do more than 1 vineyard in one day, because I know I'm going to be drunk afterwards.
From all the tastings.
Yes. And Dallas and I have this thing where, like, people get really comfortable around us. And then the next thing you know, they're pouring us wines that aren't on the tasting menu. And we're like 7 tastings deep, but we only signed up for 1.
Right.
So the one day that we did do the 2 vineyards, when we left, I was hammered. And I was like, I need food within the next 10 minutes or you're going to lose me. And so he took me to Carl's Jr. Oh. And then I ate. But then after my nap.
Where'd you get at Carl's Jr.? I have to ask.
I don't remember. a burger and fries, I think. But we went back to the hotel and took a nap. And then when we woke up, I was like, I can't go to dinner. And he put so much effort and like research into the places that we were going to eat. He was like so proud of himself. He was so mad at me when I was like, I don't want to go to dinner.
Well, I mean, he can't take you to dinner if you're not feeling up to it and you're going to be tired at the table or drunk at the table.
I was fine at that point, but it was because we had just eaten like 2 hours before a pound of food at Carl's Jr. that I was like, I just physically could not eat anymore.
So what did he eat?
I don't know.
That night, you don't remember what he ate?
We had like, we do this thing where anytime we go on vacation, we always stop and get like munchies for the room. So we had stopped at Trader Joe's and we had like a cheese plate and that kind of stuff. Okay. So I assume he ate that.
Right. And then, so if you go to Napa and you do both vineyards on the same day, but you're there for 3 days, what do you do the other days?
We sat by the pool. We signed up for an archery class. Which Dallas was really against until he got there.
Like Robin Hood archery?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
So Dallas was really against it until we got there. And then he had the most fun.
Okay.
And he's a good shot in general. So he was like schooling everybody.
Bragging.
Yeah.
Good.
Like, who brought the ringer? I was like, he's mine.
All right. So it was fun overall.
Yeah, we had a good
No
time.
kids,
Good old time.
Rekindle the marriage a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Realize that you guys love each other. And then you do what Amanda and I do, which is on the plane on the way home, although you probably flew separate, I'm sure.
Did.
Yeah, that makes sense. We were like, well, I love you. And we had a great time. Now it's back to parenting and getting on each other's nerves again.
Yeah.
You know, but all right, good. I'm glad that you had fun, Loren.
Thank you. Shay, welcome to the Maney and Loren Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good morning. You are playing Can't Beat Loren today. You got any help with you in the car?
I don't. He's about to jump out at his grandma's. Well, you know what? I'll sit this one out. I have Milo in the car with me.
All right.
So let's see how this works out.
All right.
Throw Loren out of the studio, Milo and Shay.
Get out, Loren.
I'm going.
Grandma's going to go spoil Milo today. I know that much.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, always does, right? It's always the grandmas. All right, Shay, first timer. Let's see how you do if we can't get you all 5 right. I wrote today's questions, so hopefully they're not too hard. Question number 1. Taylor Swift made a surprise visit to a children's hospital in Florida, then took in the Florida Panthers hockey game with her man. Who is he?
Travis Kelce.
Justin Bieber had a heated exchange with paparazzi, explaining he wanted to be left alone and that he's a dad now. And we want to know who his baby mama is.
Haley Bieber.
GMA will air its final episode from Times Square on Friday. Good Morning America airs on what network? Come on, Loren's not always great at these, so if you got this one right.
No, I'm like, I want to say ABC.
Okay, question number 4. This animated family from Springfield will cut back their number of episodes from over 23 to just 17 per season moving forward. What cartoon is that?
Wait.
From Springfield. That's all.
Yeah, Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
All right. Actress Isla Fisher and her ex-husband Sacha Baron Cohen have finalized their divorce. He's better known as this comedy troublemaking actor who wore a bright green bikini in the movie that he was in. What character is that? Do you know?
Ooh, Borat?
All right, come on in, Loren. Ow!
Am I wrong? Did I miss that one?
All right, hold on, Shay. Hold on. I don't want to say anything because she's putting her headphones in.
I missed it.
Yo.
Okay.
She did well.
All right.
And I think the questions are a little hard today.
Okay. She get 5.
She got all 5 right, so I'm not
good
going to
job,
tell
Shay.
you if you got any right or wrong until the
Did
end.
Milo help?
Milo helped a little bit,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Yep.
Man, maybe you should have gotten out of the car.
Yeah,
kidding.
here we go. Yeah, isn't he doing at Grandma's house now? All right, here we go. Question number 1, Loren. Don't say anything, Shay. Let's see how she does. Taylor Swift made a surprise visit to a children's hospital in Florida and then took in a Florida Panthers hockey game with her man. What's his name?
Travis Kelce.
Justin Bieber had a heated exchange with paparazzi explaining he wanted to be left alone and that he's a dad now. Who's his baby mama?
Haley Baldwin Bieber.
GMA will air its final episode from Times Square on Friday. GMA airs on what network?
ABC.
Question 4. This animated family from Springfield will cut back their episodes from over 23 a season to just 17 moving forward. What cartoon is that?
The Simpsons.
And actress Isla Fisher and her ex-husband Sacha Baron Cohen have finalized their divorce. He's better known as this comedy troublemaking actor who wears a bright green bikini.
Borat.
How do you think you did?
I think I did okay.
You both got all 5 right. Congratulations. Good match. As you know, Shay, ties stay with the house. So Loren moves on to win number 179. And we put the free cheer wine for a year back in the fridge.
All I do is win.
Shay, great job, though. Milo, awesome job.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all know what we want to hear before we let you go, though.
1, 2, 3. We're Milo and Shay, and we can't beat Loren.
Thanks for playing, guys.
can't find Big Al, but I know he would be into this conversation. I'm interested in what he has to say.
Okay.
But I can't slow the show down. He's probably dealing with his flat tire or something with his car, but
he said he got it fixed, though.
I know, and I saw him, but I don't know where he went. Yesterday, my wife, on Father's Day, my wife said, "What kind of food do you want? You know, today's all about you," which was really nice. And so for Father's Day, I said to my wife, "How about Chinese food?" I love Chinese food. The family doesn't love Chinese food. They'll eat it reluctantly. But boy, do I love a General Tso's chicken. Beef and broccoli, fried rice, egg roll. Oh, all the unhealthy stuff.
Yeah,
just
you
load
love it
me
all.
up. And so the place that we wanted to order from didn't have delivery. So and it was like 15 minutes away. And Amanda's like, let's just get something else that we can have dashed. I was like, that's fine. How about wings? Just a ton of wings. So we ordered just a ton of wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Chicken strips for Ruby.
Great.
Different types of wings, 20 of them. So I said to Dean, dude, there's not enough ranch dressing, so get some more ranch dressing out of the refrigerator. So he did, and he was like, wait, ranch dressing's a salad dressing? Like you put it on salads? And we were like, yeah, bro, you put it on salads. And he's like, but wait, isn't it a dip for wings?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And I said, yeah. He's like, but is it a dip or is it a dressing? And now I'm like, I
still think.
What is it? And I'm like, like if Big Al was here, he would say two things can be true.
That's true.
When you put it on a salad, oh, there he is. Come here for a minute. Come in here for a minute. I need you for this segment. Here, just jump over there on that. I know you're just rolling in. Your hair looks great.
No, as always.
Is ranch, when you dip it with wings, is it still a salad dressing or does it become a dip at that point?
I think that's a dip at that point.
So two things can be true.
Well, I don't, not exactly for this one, because I think it's a difference when you go buy the dip versus the dressing.
Do you think when you order ranch with your wings at a restaurant, they are giving you something different than what you get on your salads?
It depends on where you go, because I know when this is Hidden Valley and when it's the difference between the dressing and the
Would you not dip your wings in like Hidden Valley?
No.
Really? I can't tell the difference.
But they have good like Hidden Valley dips, but not Hidden Valley dressings.
See, I feel like just as a blanket statement, yes, it is the same thing. However, I have been to a wing restaurant where I've asked for ranch dressing, and that ranch is a little thicker than a salad dressing would be.
That's what somebody just texted. They have a ranch dressing and they have a ranch dip. A ranch dip is thicker in texture. Mary, our friend in Lake Wiley, says you can make it in different ways. You can make it a dip or like a dressing. Somebody else texted in and says, ew, who would put ranch on salad? I do like to, by the way,
I like ranch salads.
I like all the salad dressings. I'll do balsamic, I'll do Italian, I'll do Caesar, I'll do ranch. I'll mix it up.
The only one I don't like is the orange one. And I just don't like that on salads. I like it on a Reuben still, but I don't like it in the salad.
Ranch goes on wings, pizza, burgers, fries, mac and cheese, baked potato.
You name it.
It's and Merzetta is the best brand, Jenny says. Ranch is both. Someone says, what do you guys consider salsa? Is salsa a dip?
Salsa is a
Sure.
dip, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. Salsa is a dip. I'm going to go ahead and stand 10 toes on that, yes.
It's not a sauce. Like, wouldn't it be a sauce?
No, it's definitely not a sauce. It's thicker than a sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to scoop it.
What's salsa mean in Spanish?
I don't know, but I think the actual word salsa is tearing you up because you say, is it a sauce?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Like salsa comes with chunks of vegetables and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
if it was a sauce, it would just be the juices, right?
But once you dip something, doesn't it become a dipping sauce?
Dip. Oh.
So if you once
now you got me confused because I don't think that makes sense.
If you dip your taco into ranch, or your chip into salsa, it's the same thing. If it's a dip, so then salsa is a dip.
Okay. You know what? Because you dropped the mic like that.
What do you think? I don't know.
Do you not think that you think you're getting the same thing when you order a salad or wings when you ask for ranch?
I didn't know there was different types.
Yeah, I think there is.
I didn't know. And I mixed the ranch that we got from Buffalo Wild Wings with, I needed more of it. So I just dumped in the stuff from the salad dressing ranch. And
Which I don't think that's a bad backup.
I couldn't tell the difference.
A backup is one thing. Is one thing. But when that's the first option, we have to start having some standards.
No blue cheese, though, ever, right?
You say what?
You don't dip the wings in blue cheese, right?
Mm-mm.
No, yeah, that's sacrilege.
Really?
No.
I do that too.
I've had blue cheese before, but it ain't.
No, you got to do ranch.
I love blue cheese with a wing. Now y'all making me want wings today.
All right. I was just curious what you guys thought on that. So we figured out that it is. Oh, somebody goes, what about mustard and ketchup? That's a condiment. That's different. That's
a sauce.
Plus, McDonald's screws us up. No, who's the one that screws us up? Chick-fil-A, you could either dip or squeeze.
That's
with
Chick-fil-A.
the packet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
They definitely got the two things to be true on there.
It's Maney and Lorem. We're doing a should she. Anonymous called in from work, like hiding in her cubicle.
Yeah.
Didn't want anyone to hear, but she said that her boss and her have a good relationship ultimately, but he does make comments to her like, hey, your hair looks great today, or that's a nice dress on you, or I like your heels. And she's like, it's a little off-putting coming from the boss. But again, she says we have a great relationship. So a lot of people are texting and saying, if you have such a great relationship with the boss, why don't you just tell him, hey, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Sure.
But is it her job to even confront the boss? She works in a corporate environment. This is not a small building. Right. So like why would she even put herself in that position to have a conversation with him? She wants to know if she should write him up or make an HR complaint. We have a couple people who are on hold who are in that kind of world that want to make a comment. This is Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. Yeah. So I work in corporate downtown as well. And so we do take compliance courses. But funny enough, in one of the courses, it tells you, like, here's the difference between something that's an HR offense and that's not. So I think it's going to all come down to how he's paying her the compliment. So if it's something like, oh, I like your dress, your hair looks nice today, in my company, they actually wouldn't consider that an HR offense at all. So it would have to be something more of a crossing the line issue for them to consider that to be HR.
Yeah, Lindsay, you listen to the Maney and the Wrench show, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. How often do you think we cross the line with each other in here, would you say?
Oh, barely.
Oh, barely? Oh, okay, good.
All right. We
good.
can always go work for her when we get fired here.
Because that zit on Loren's nose is really distracting me this morning. I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, Lindsay, that's a good point. There you go. I know she's listening now. She's got her earbuds in, who just anonymous. Elizabeth, hi.
Hey.
So the boss is just trying to, have a good relationship maybe with a coworker or with an employee, and maybe to do that, he's just saying something that he shouldn't. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, every interaction is intent and perception, and if the man hasn't crossed the line before, maybe he's just trying to pay her a compliment, and maybe it's her perception. Maybe he has a past where she has had an encounter like that before, but what if he was gay? Would it change the dynamics of this? I wouldn't say anything to him. I would probably just put it in my back pocket if it's a concern to her. And, maybe use it in the future if he seems to start crossing the line. But it sounds like the guy's just trying to pay her a compliment.
I don't think he realizes that he's making her feel some type of way. I think that he's probably just truly trying to, brighten her day, give her a compliment. Hey, I like that shirt. Your hair looks great today.
What about I love those heels? Some
guys are just
maybe he's a fashionista.
Is he Kanye?
Oh, Lord.
I get what you're saying.
I just think he doesn't know that he's making her feel uncomfortable. And if she does say something to him, he just may be more aware. I don't think there's any. Yeah. If it is making you uncomfortable, I always say advocate for yourself, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone says, as a male boss in a position of power over female employees, you should not say anything physically. She should know better. And I'm certain his HR trainings would have said this, but Lindsay just told us that the HR training in her corporate world told her the difference, because it's true. You can get caught up in so much. Like if you're forget the boss employee thing. If you're two coworkers and you're like, hey man, that shirt looks great on you, I'm like, how dare you? This is, you know what I mean? Like, it gets very gray.
Yeah.
So I like that they filled that out. Anyway, so basically, Anonymous, I know you're listening right now. What everyone's saying is probably quit and go get a job somewhere else.
No, that's not what they're
Oh, okay.
saying.
It's the Maney and the Ram Morning Show. All right, so we have an intern, Sierra, her name is. And
She's a brand new intern.
She is brand new, like today's day one intern. And Sierra lives in a town, and we're going to play Guess That Town, okay? Mm-hmm. Sierra is telling us that she lives in a town that had one traffic light and now has two.
They've upgraded.
We love an upgrade.
The town is near Hickory.
Okay.
The town has a lot of farms and not really a lot of restaurants, we found out.
Right. There's a coffee shop.
There's a coffee shop. So we'll go over it again.
And does the river technically run through the town?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Not really. But there's a train bridge over the river. What town does our intern live in? 704-570-9595. The winner will score tickets to go see Kids Bop live at the PNC Pavilion on the 21st of June. Where's our guesses at? What town does our intern live in? It used to have one traffic light. It is now upgraded to two. Not a lot of places to eat, but it's near Hickory. Loren and I only know because we're looking at the map. Mm-hmm. There's also a ice cream place in that town. 704-570-9595. I know. I'm making it sound like
That was so generic because I would have been like, oh my God, you know about Dairy Queen? Oh, what? I don't know.
it is not a Dairy Queen. There's also a cannabis place in the town, of course. But this is where she grew up and went to high school. Sierra, our new intern. What town is it? 704-570-9595. I can't wait.
Where is the high school?
She couldn't even show me on the map.
Well, she said she's directionally challenged.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
We'll take your guesses and we'll find out who's not directionally challenged and who knows her geography around here next. We got tickets to Kids Bop. All you have to do is guess what town our intern Sierra's from. She says it's a small town near Hickory. You got a creamery. And I saw there's a cannabis store there now, so good for them. I guess there should be a snack shop next to every cannabis store.
Yes, there should be.
That'd be a good
That's
combo.
what I said. Is there not a grocery store? And I guess they have to go to Cheryl's Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Hickory. There was one traffic light. Now things are getting so crazy. They've added a second traffic light to the town. Good
Things
morning,
are getting out of
Maney and
hand.
Loren. What town does our intern Sierra live in?
Newton?
It is near Newton, but it is not Newton. Nope, sorry. Good morning, Maney and Loren. What town does our intern Sierra live in?
Is it Catawba?
Is it Catawba? Why would you guess Catawba?
Because I lived in Catawba. I used to live in Catawba.
And was that description of Catawba pretty dang good?
I would say so. There is an ice cream shop. I don't remember. I don't know if you said that there was a coffee shop, maybe. I don't remember if there is
a cannabis shop, I said.
And a coffee shop.
Yes. Okay, so it has to be Catawba.
So did you grow up in Catawba?
No, I actually grew up in New York, but then I moved to Morrisville and then lived in Catawba. So
what were you looking for that brought you to the beautiful,
Right.
wonderful place of Catawba?
well, I mean, it was with my ex-husband. I lived there, and I had a bunch of land and farms, and my horse farm was out there too.
Okay.
So
It seems beautiful. I think it's awesome.
I loved living, and it's right by Cheryl's Ford. So people think it's super rural, I guess, but it's really not that the actual town is. But outside of that, you're super close to Mooresville. You're
Right.
close to Hickory. I didn't feel like I was out in the middle of nowhere, but I could get away from all the.
Yeah.
Is there a grocery store, or do you have to go to the town over?
There is a Publix in Cheryl's Ford. So there's a Publix.
I don't even see Cheryl's Ford on the map, but I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah. So Catawba and Cheryl's Ford, my address was Catawba. But like I lived super close to Cheryl's Ford, and like we were right on the lake, so it was perfect.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, by the way, Catawba was the answer. You're right. That's
yes.
Yeah. Imagine if I said, by the way, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you are the proud winner of a pair of tickets to go check out Kids Bop Live at the PNC Music Pavilion on June 21st.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Hold on, we'll get some information from you. Okay.
Okay.
2 cows got married in a full ceremony.
You said 2 cows?
I'm sorry.
Like
2 miniature Highland cows tied the knot.
Oh, miniature cows are adorable, I will say.
They had a huge crowd of visitors coming to watch the bride, Muriel, who wore a white gown and a flower crown while walking down a grassy aisle to meet her male counterpart, Rhett. It was utterly ridiculous, Loren.
Bye. Utterly ridiculous.
Rhett sported a traditional Highland kilt.
Rhett.
Farm owner Cheryl said Muriel needed both a friend and a future boyfriend, so staff searched for the most handsome boy, and he was raised in the calves' pastures in the neighbor's yard.
This is delusional.
Guests kept urging the farm to hold a wedding. And at first they thought it was a joke. They were like, okay. And then the more...
I'd be like, an invite to a what?
Come on in to our wedding. Co-workers planned...
How many cow puns can you make right now?
Oh, cow pun? You going to take that to the store for a discount, Loren? So workers planned one with a written vows. And Haskett and Rhett, if he promised to nuzzle only Muriel and share his hay, he answered with a loud, I moo. A goat named Queen Victoria and her kids joined the party, and dozens of people clapped, tossed bouquets, and snapped photos. The happy pair sealed their union with a playful headbutt and headed to a honeymoon stall where hopes of a calf in about 9 months might come true. That's a story out of Catawba.
Miniature cows are way cuter than mini horses. Way cuter.
Miniature cow?
Yeah.
Are you about to Google them?
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
God, they're
'cause I
so
don't-
cute.
Look
how cute
they're
they
shaggy. They're shaggy. They're not like, they don't have cow skin like what Loren's purses are made of. These are more
stop.
shaggy like what her boots are made of.
Stop it.
I've never seen a miniature cow before.
They're
Me
cute.
either, and Loren, I am disappointed.
Really?
This is not that cute.
I think it's cuter than a mini horse.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a Dole Men's Club? According to the website The Guardian, founded in New York in 1980s as an inside joke, the Dole Men's Club.
A doll men's club? Wait,
Dole Men's Club.
Okay, this is a news story.
2 million Facebook followers who proudly trade stories and humdrum hobbies that are real weak and not interesting at all. The founder is now 85 years old. He insists that you have to bring an absolutely boring story to the Dole Men's Club.
What kind of audition process?
The community also provides unexpected comfort. One of the Dole men wrote that he began posting after a heart attack forced him and his wife into a care home. His gentle diary entries about slow days, watching just the grass grow, were super exciting for the men inside the Dole Men's Club.
Okay. So what's
Sometimes
the
I feel like
difference?
we should send our show to the Dole Men's
No,
Club
we should not.
for entertainment.
No, we should not. That would.
What's the difference between the doll men's club and, I don't know, country club?
Golf, maybe.
I
don't
guess.
know.
I don't know. Hey, it's Loren from the Maney and Loren Morning Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and like this video. But if you want to see more content, we've got stunts and more funny show moments.